All right, welcome to the virtual Spec P71 Racing Series. I'm your host, Brett Matson, here with Susie, commentating on the Spec P71 Racing Series for 2023. How are you doing today, Susie?
I am not bad at
Not
all. It's Sunday. How about you?
pretty good. Excited to watch these guys go around the track in their 4,200-pound jalopies.
Same though, same.
And here we're watching Brian Souders as he goes around and is head on. I have a headache just looking at his livery, head on. Could ride along with him real quick here. As he enters the bus stop here at Buttonwillow CW13. Off to a great start here. Just 20 minutes of practice, 15 minutes left to go at this time. Ian Anderson laying down his first of his laps here in practice. The 2:31. Average time here around the track seems to be around the 2:12, and as we see Sam Carasala going off a little bit there.
Hey, Brett. A bunch of people are assigned.
Okay, you can't just come in here, dude, when we're streaming like that. But I will get it handled. Let's see. All right, some technical issues. I think we've gotten sorted out here. I think, at least, hopefully. We watch Ian get down to a 2:12.598 now as he's coming around Riverside here. And of course, we're gonna have to talk about James Pendry's livery here. A little bit sus for sure, with the anime tongue sticking out face. But you know, he's a very cultured man.
I like it. He's a man of culture, and you know what? You can't see it up close. So is it that bad?
Exactly. Like, you gotta get within like 5 to 10 feet to really see that, right?
Exactly. And if you're that close, then should you be that close, really?
Oh, Jace Merrick with the 212.224 starting to creep back down into those 211, 210s. In practice, some of the hot lap times here were around 210, 211. So that's where you want to be for qualifying, but I don't think you're going to be there during the race with full tank of fuel. Which these cars are essentially required to run them, just mainly because anywhere below 3/4 of a tank, they start getting fuel starve. Because, you know, just peak performance of a Crown Victoria is below 3/4 of a tank, you start starving your engine of fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Ian following suit here with a 212.864. Right along with him, see if you can close that gap on Jace. I know we're just in practice here, but it's still an enjoyable thing to watch. Getting a little wide there, going through the hairpin. Switching over now to one of our real drivers, real Spec P71 driver, Chase Hudson. That is his real life livery. Very, very detailed livery, of course. It's the nice black livery.
Void.
Yes, the Void Crown Victoria. Looks like one of the drivers having an issue. So I'm trying to do some tech support while we're in practice still, so I could focus more on qualifying and race. Which now over to Phil Rothpfeffer, who pushes Fran off the track.
Oof.
Only practice, boys. We need to relax a little bit.
Ah, go big or go home.
Probably saw that XPO livery and wanted to take him out for Sam. Looks like Stephen Moore now is up to 212.543 in his pursuit-based livery. And of course, we definitely have to talk about Jake Snedden's livery. He is replicating the Ricky Bobby livery from Talladega Nights, of course, with the gigantic Fig Newtons on the windshield. Makes it real difficult to see, but he sure does love his Fig Newtons.
Authenticity. It's all about that.
Exactly. I mean, what's seen in Apex? You know, like you don't need to see those. It's fine.
No.
And then, of course, on the side of the car, we have my cat, which I'm very thankful that he has put our race director, Chom, on the side of his car. It's definitely winning brownie points with the race director.
Oh, absolutely. Beautiful. Beautiful example, too. Nice placement overall on the door. Lovely.
Absolutely. And very spicy pose as well, of course.
A black void of darkness, it has to have a spicy pose.
100%. Even our YouTube viewers are saying that they love Chom. We appreciate you. Thank you. I'm very, very certain Chom appreciates you all as well.
Extra treats for Chom tonight.
100%. Oh, she must be on her little cat perch in the other room.
Oh, baby.
Maybe eventually we'll find her. Well, she'll find her way over here because it's nice and warm in this room, so she'd probably rather be in here at some point.
Don't blame her. Mine's meowing at the door. It wants to come in. It wants to come in.
Have a nice little fun battle going on here with James, and I believe that is... Who is that in front of him?
Ooh.
I don't know liveries yet. I should know this by now. Why am I not seeing that car number on? No, that's Elijah. Aha! It's Nemiko. With the superimposed Red Sun's RX-7 with Peter Griffin poking out of it. Very, very quality livery. What do you say so myself? And of course we have the Super Troopers livery. Car Ramrod, of course.
Classic.
I'm a little sad that they didn't, on the interior of the car, put a some sort of sticker of the guys that they had in the back of the car at the very beginning of the movie, but it's all right.
That would have won way more brownie points with me personally, but
100%.
It's okay.
Still a great livery. I know he, if I remember correctly, he put that together at the very, very last second before the livery submissions were closed.
Last minute ADHD. I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm a fan.
All right, so we have 2.5 minutes left in practice here. And we're going to see the heat get turned up a little bit more with our drivers really, really aiming for as fast of a lap time as they possibly can get. Because it all matters for race 1, and then race 2 is going to be a reverse grid for the first 15 cars that place. So the fastest car is going to be placed into 15th place, which is going to make it really interesting for those first couple laps in race 2.
Intrigued already.
We have a lot of supporters of the Crazy Cat Racing in our YouTube chat as well. Good to see all the support out there for the Spokane members of Spokane Racing, basically. Pretty much all of them are within like a 5-mile radius of each other, if I remember Carrie correctly. So they're all super close together, and like they all go to autocrosses together. Super cool crew racing with Crazy Cat Racing.
little community there. I'm here for that.
And then we have Tedward here, who seems to believe that parking is free in the final corner.
He's gonna get a ticket, but sure, no. Give a park there. It's cool.
I mean, is he going to get a ticket, or is he going to be the one giving out the tickets? Because I mean, that's where I would expect the cop to park.
Damn. Good point. Good point.
And then right behind him, we have Tetra, who made an absolutely amazing... That was not Tetra. There we go. We have Tetra, who made an absolutely amazing Atasha livery for her car with Hatsune Miku.
Love the detail in the back window. Beautiful.
Yeah, she did an absolutely amazing job. She does this in real life, too. She just recently wrapped her Toyota Chaser as well.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh.
Super cool livery.
I'm obsessed. I would die. I would die for the livery, but that's fine. It's fine.
Then passing right by her is Michelle Abate with her tribute livery to her brother who recently passed away on the line of duty. Number 22 was his racing number. Another passionate driver. Definitely will be missed for sure, and a great livery on this car.
Beautiful livery.
And switching over to actually two drivers that are the real-life drivers in our series, Uni Chai and Gilbert Cortez. Gilbert, for whatever reason, I have no idea, decided to run 327 rear gearing and an open differential, which is like, that's just basically, you're a masochist at that point, because the gearing doesn't get you out of the corners and you're just spinning one tire the entire time around the corner. So it's amazing to see that he's doing as well as he is, currently in 17th place with a 216.0.
Nice. I'm judge here. This is a judge-free zone. Okay?
Oh,
Judge-free zone.
I 100% judge Gilbert, but that's I know the guy really well, and I know that he just really enjoys pain. He is a Marine, so there is that.
Oh, yeah, that explains it then. That explains it. Good for him.
Looks like practice should be wrapping up here pretty soon with drivers crossing the line, and Gilbert just full on sending it into off ramp. Very nicely done. I mean, this is not really too far off of his real life driving. He typically ends up in the dirt at Willow Springs, and then has to vacuum out his entire car. That happened, I believe, last year. It's a very interesting experience.
So shots fired. Got it.
Exactly.
Got it. I'm here for that. Okay.
He's one of our more ham-fisted drivers, and I definitely appreciate them for that. But I think the funniest story that I have about his driving is the fact that he made himself car sick.
No.
It's impressive, to be perfectly honest. I've never seen someone, a racing driver no less, make themselves car sick.
Gotta be a record somewhere at that point then.
Definitely respected. Even if it's not a record, even if someone's done that before, it's impressive. I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that either.
And we have another really great livery by Carrie Anderson here.
Yo.
We got semi-cursed Vegeta. Let me go ahead and fix this. It keeps resetting that. There we go. Then Life has many doors, Ed boys.
Oh my god, that's where I recognize. Oh, Vegeta. Oh no. Oh, the cursed
Frieza,
Goku on
yeah.
top.
Oh, it's
No.
so great. Krillin and Gohan.
I hate this so much, and I can't stop. The more you look at it, the worse it gets. Like,
It's so good. She did such a great
bonkers.
job of this.
She
Oops.
really did.
Reset. Let me go back to that. I just moved the entire wrong assembly. There we go. But yeah, and the license plate, top tier.
No.
We like it. We love it.
Oh my god, I'm terrified. It's great.
And then Jake with the top time for practice currently, 2:11.157 as we enter qualifying, 1 minute and 30. One of our drivers is in the YouTube chat saying he's currently watching the live stream from the in-car YouTube app, which is pretty impressive, but it's definitely something that you could actually do. I was the creator of this car, and I modified a lot of stuff to actually be able to work on the interior of this car. So let's see if I can get it on YouTube. I'm not sure if that actually is showing on my screen. Oh, it is showing on the screen. Perfect. Oh gosh, I don't have the eyes to see that though, but let's see if it works. This is the one downside. It's all touchscreen, like real life, so you have to press everything and hope that it actually works. Oh, I can't really see that. Hold on one second. Let me see if I could navigate into the interior. Just going through. Oh, that's probably why, because it's missing the S. Good old P71.
Hot damn.
Oh, there's one of my driving. Oh, there we go. I don't know what this is going to sound like, considering that we are currently streaming, so we might get some reverb on this, but also I need to change the title to the stream. I can't believe that. Oh yeah, I can hear myself.
yeah.
That's a little bad. I'm gonna go ahead and back out of that now. Navigate.
The attention to detail, absolutely fantastic job. My gosh.
Thank you so much.
Love that.
Over
Even the tricky touchscreen.
Yeah, over 950 hours in 2023 on this car. So like I spent a gigantic portion of my spare time messing around with these cars. As we see all the drivers heading out onto qualifying now, all together for whatever reason. I'm not going to be conducive to a quick lap time, but you know, we'll see what happens. I don't see anyone with their headlights on or their spotlights on or their flashers. So that's as soon as they start turning on all of those, that's usually when you know that they're on their hot lap. Or at least that's when we know that Sam Doherty is on his hot lap. You see his headlights on, but no spotlights. Sam, if you're watching this, we need spotlights on. And you to stay on course as well.
Please and thank you.
Oh, we see the flashers are on now.
Fabulous.
Still no spotlights, though. Oh, as we see Matt Korchik getting spun around, I believe. Either that or was... Nope, that was... Was that Phil? The question may never be answered.
It'll happen again.
Oh, 100%. So we see someone went off over here. I believe that's Nemiko. You hear all 220 horsepower whizzing by our ear there. Nothing but pure performance out of these 4.6 liter V8s, of course. As Fran, it appears to be the fastest lap currently. That was just the out lap. So we'll definitely see a bit more time as they come around and the tires heat up a little bit. Typically speaking, you get about 2 to 3 good hot laps out of these tires before they start to fall off. Right along with Fran as he comes through the bus stop here. Just holding it out in second gear there. It's an interesting strategy. Hopefully it pays off.
It's bold, Cotton, but we'll see.
Playing defensive in qualifying as well. Another very interesting strategy. I see Fran still has his voice chat connected to his horn. So every time you hear Fran's horn going, that means that he's talking in voice chat. Take a peek back over to Jake here and see what he's able to lay down on his first lap. Jake with that 211.118.
Nice.
Straight up to the very first position here with Will Pierre right behind him. And the Sauce Man in third. What kind of sauce it is, I don't know, but it's sauce.
Ranch. Hopefully.
So I see on our YouTube chatters here a question asking, what turn do you think is most challenging? Personally speaking, the one that you're going to lose the most on is going to be turn 2, turn 3, which is off-ramp. And let me see if I could take a nice little helicopter tour over there with our trusty drone camera. As we go Mach 3 over to the corner. So as you can see, very, very slow in, very, very fast out. So you have to be able to carry as much speed as you possibly can into this corner, just so you can use up all of that exit that you have towards the outside of the corner as you carry it onto the short straight here. That is one of the most important corners to be able to get out of here. You get it right, it's probably going to be worth a good second or two. And right back over to the lovely anime tongue face liveries. Or livery, excuse me. James has told us in passing one of his favorite animes is High School DxD, and he is probably watching it while he's driving the car currently.
A true man of culture, in my opinion.
Of course. Now, if you had a Konosuba livery, even better.
A lot of brownie points for that one. Mm-hmm.
Switch over to someone that we haven't had our eyes on yet, Dave Weisbahn, who literally has just a cursed banana livery.
Oh my.
What I like to call that livery is just Magic Banana. He is literally driving a Magic Banana as he goes straight off course in the final corner there. A little bit of a dusty banana now, but I'd still eat it.
That's delete it. You can peel it. It's okay. Don't blow on it. You're good.
And we see Tedward going off in his Astral livery car. You know, very quality oil. Definitely would use that in any car that I own.
Absolutely.
Here we see Matt Carroll in his Fanatec livery, making fun of the well-known Fanatec wheel company for sim racing. Matt is also very well known for having his force feedback turned up way too high in our Two Drink Tuesday racing league that we typically do, of course, on Tuesdays. He had his force feedback turned up so high that all we heard over the voice chat was "ow."
Oof.
So he learned his lessons from that, I think, and turned it down for Assetto Corsa. And now, most recently, the person that's done that is Carrie Anderson, who I think it was about a night or two ago, messaged me saying that her hands are hurting just a little bit, and I guess she was using a GT3 wheel, which is not a full like round wheel, and it snapped on her and definitely hurt.
Ouch. Yeah, that's owie.
I've had that happen before, and it's not fun, especially with the Assetto Corsa. The Assetto Corsa's force feedback is a little rough. As we switch back over to our leader here, he's in the pits, but he has run a 210.719. So he's the first of our drivers to actually carry over into the 210s. And it looks like qualifying is about to end now too. So drivers have a limited amount of time to get their final laps in here. So we'll switch over to Will, who is in second place. See if he can muster up that 210 to take down Jake. Will with the epic HKS livery on his car. Very JDM.
Very beautiful. Liking the blue. Liking it a lot. A little teal.
Nice little slide there out from Will. All right. See, the Feet Finder car has gone off course here. That's Alex Sheldon driving that. Love the white wall tires. It's very classy. And then you can go on Feet Finder and watch him heel toe. Pretty great. All right, I think with that, most of the drivers are coming around for their final lap, or it's finished at this point. So let's see. Let's switch over to this. This is Sauce coming up to the checkered flag here. See if he could manage a 210. He does not improve. 211.745. And then James right behind him with the 212 does not improve either. And Phil Rotscheffer with a 212.642 does not improve. Ian Anderson, 212.786, does not improve. And then Lilac, I think Lilac Lilac set a lap time 2:15, so I think Lilac is going back out for another lap, but I'm not sure if it's going to count or not since qualifying is indeed over. But I do love her livery. It is absolutely great. One of the only liveries that I included with the car pack that wasn't an actual livery, just because I want to do this livery in real life. It is the U-Haul. And it says on the side, you could rent this motherfucker. I absolutely want to put that on my car and drive it around everywhere. It's fantastic.
It really is great.
And of course, you could rent the car for $420.69.
perfect. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, I think at this point, the qualifying times are pretty much locked in. So we have Jake Snedden in first place, Will Pierre in second, Sauce in third, James Pendry in fourth, Jace Merrick in fifth, Stephen Moore in sixth, Chase Hudson in seventh, Ian Anderson in eighth, Phil Rotschafer in ninth, Sam Doherty in 10th, Matt Korchik in 11th, Tyler Heron in 12th, Sean Merrick in 13th, Brian Souders in 14th, Tedward in 15th, Kerry Anderson in 16th, Nemiko Tagalag in 17th, Matt Carroll in 18th, Francis Chan in 19th, Dan Gauger in 20th, Lilac Zier in 21st, Michelle Abadi in 22nd, Ian Brandt in 23rd, Gilbert Cortez in 24th, Uni Chai in 25th, Alex Sheldon in 26th, Brad Dewar in 27th, Ryan Bartek in 28th, Tetra in 29th, Elijah Mathai in 30th, Sam Karasala in 31st, and Dave Weisbahn in 32nd. And us in 33rd. But what a great bunch of cars that we got here. Super thankful for everyone joining. This is our biggest turnout. Last year we had 20 entries. This year we have a total of 35 entries. With, of course, some drivers taking today potentially as their drop event, since you get 4 out of 5 events for the series that count, and then your lowest score or your one event that you don't show up to doesn't count. One of our YouTube chatters asks, the question I have is, would feed finders help me learn heel toe? I don't think that's what that website is particularly for, but I'm sure that that you could probably find a creator that would be willing to teach you heel toe with using their feet on that app. I just don't know if it's going to be any good or not.
I mean, that sounds like a niche that's unlocked to me personally.
Yeah, I mean,
so
the funny fact about the feed finder livery that we had made is Uni Chai and I had talked about that, just messing around about the idea of having having my feet be utilized for heel towing on that website, but say that they're her feet. And like, it obviously never took off or anything, but the idea is there, and the potential for doing that is there, and I guarantee you that there is a niche and someone would buy it.
a niche for that, and I might steal it myself. So
all right, so now we are lined up on the grid here with the guy's face right in our way, or head right in our way, and people honking their horns. We like that. And oh, there we go. Sorry for the momentary camera issue. And we'll get the scrolling leaderboard going for you guys on live stream now. Oh, that is a lot of horn honking. Whoever's doing that. Oh, they're doing it more now. They're definitely watching our stream. All right, so we have 1 minute until race start here. It's going to be very, very interesting on this start because turn 1 isn't so bad, but turn 2 is that super tight right-hander that I was mentioning earlier that is going to eat up a lot of people.
Oh, I'm intrigued. I'm ready for it.
One of our drivers is in our YouTube chat saying, this is Samuel Doherty. He's saying ChatGPT will be driving for him. So that's always a good sign. You know, just a great AI tool behind the wheel, I guess.
Can't escape it.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we can't escape the horn honking. All right, here we go. Lights are out. Going red. And they're off. Oh, a little bit of a shaky start there. Big mess. So we head into turn 1 here. Oh, and we've got a couple cars around here. Yeah, we got the big one already. Turn 1. Didn't even make it to turn 2, unfortunately. People honking their horns all along the way. All right, everybody's going again. See if we can watch everyone through this. Oh, we have another off again. It looks to be Matt Carroll in his Fanatec livery car. He's going again, so we'll head back up towards the front here and continue watching, see if we can find any more incidents. Everybody looks to be pretty much on par here as they come around the first corner, or this next set of corners, cotton corners. Little bit of a traffic jam going on here further back. Jake trying to hunt down Will Pierre here. Got by him on that first corner. Oh, looks like we have a bit of an incident back here. Cars are everywhere going through the bus stop. We got Ryan Bartek, we got Nemiko, we've got Dan Gauger, and it looks like everyone else is okay and all the way through. Oh, and we got a battle for first here. Jake and Will going at it.
Well,
Riding along with Jake Snedden here. Barely could see out of the windshield, but you know, that's fine. Let's see if we can go over to a little bit of a better view. Will getting a little sideways on the exit there. Seems like everyone is starting to calm down a little bit as they come around after the first lap. Curious to see what it's going to be like going through that final corner. There we go. Riding along with Gilbert Cortez here. A little bit further back in the group. Oh, a little tapping right there from Gilbert, letting Lilac know he's there. As we move back to the battle for first here between Will Pierre and Jake Snedden. Jake has the power of Chom on his side here, so let's see what he can do with it.
not surprised at all.
As we move back to some other battles that are going on between Phil Rothschifer and Stephen Moore. Well, we got a great battle going on back here between these 5 cars. Oh, Oh, even further back, we've got some contact
Oh,
between
no.
Michelle and Sean Merrick. Oh, and we got another car. We got another car spinning here. Got his wipers going and everything. You know, safety measures. Get all the dust off the windshield. Lots of cars getting loose here. It's only going to get worse as this race progresses. We're only 5 minutes in here, and by the time that we're down to those last 2 minutes, these tires will be dead. Lots of close battles going on back here. Looks like Sam Carsala is moving up. Making big moves. We know he's a definite iRacing aficionado, according to Matt Carroll. Let's see if he can make his way towards the front using some of the skills that he's learned from iRacing. I'll bet he typically drives prototype cars in iRacing, and these are definitely not prototypes.
Not even close.
Oh, he is just full on sending it everywhere. I didn't see him too much in practice or qualifying, so I think he's actually might still be trying to get used to the car. Which this is one heck of a learning experience if you're trying to get used to the car in a race. A nice lineup of cars going into Phil Hill here, one of the more fun turns on this course. Car gets very light over the crest and you can send it completely sideways. Good old feet finder car peeking into frame there, with Alex Sheldon at the helm of it. Looks like Jace Merrick gets by him. Lots of car chaos going on here, as expected though from the very first race of Spec P71. Oh no, looks like Michelle went a little wide on the off-ramp there. As I mentioned, that car, or that track is, or excuse me, that turn is going to be a make or break for just about everybody here, especially as the brakes start to get more worn, start to get a little bit overheated, as we see a lot of bumping going on between Michelle and Lilac here. Really putting that Crown Victoria bodywork to work. But probably nothing that these cars haven't seen out of service. You see a massive pack of cars coming through there with Sam Carsala once again taking the dirt road through the bus stop. Just waiting for him to catch air now over Phil Hill so he could really put that Alaska Airlines sponsorship to work to use. Something's got to give here. This is a huge pack of cars that we see coming towards the sweeper. Once again, Matt Carroll taking the dirt line. We see Brad Doer diving up the inside, takes a little of a peek, backs off a little bit on that final corner. A good move. A lot can go wrong in that final corner because there's a huge dip in that last little left-hander. Oh, I hear someone spinning out. It looks like some chaos. Oh, we have major chaos. Major chaos in the in Sunrise. We have Sean Merrick, Gilbert Cortez. We have Uni Chai now involved in the mix.
Buddy.
That's unfortunate. I know Uni did not have a great start. She looks like she returned to pits, but hopefully that's not the end of what we see from her today. Oh, it is, unfortunately. She just disconnected. I think she's... I mean, after that start, after getting caught up in the initial start, and then also that, I could understand that. At that point, like she was a bit behind. Hopefully we see her back for the next event. I know she was out at Buttonwillow for real today, so maybe that just having to do 2 events in one day was a little bit too much. As we take a look at this battle for first place, still Will Pierre and Jake Snedden. Will putting a little bit of a gap on Jake here. We move back and take a look at this battle going on between Ian Brandt and Lilac and Sam Carlsala again. Moving on up to Phil Rothschafer and Ian Anderson. Everyone's starting to get a little bit more spaced out here, but there are some good battles going on. Looks like through Riverside here, we have Sam taking the inside line away from James Pendry. This is a pretty great battle they've got going on here between these two. As we see, I apologize for missing this. We see Jake Snedden take over the lead from Will. Will must have made a pretty large error. He had a decent gap going. We see Tetra moving out of the way for everybody that's coming through. Thank you for that, Tetra. Those tires must be going for Will right now. Maybe Jake was just playing the long game of trying to hold on to those tires until the very end of the race, because we've only got 1 minute left in the first race of 2. This may end up being the final lap as they head up towards Phil Hill. If Will can't seem to close that gap, this may be it. As we ride along towards the final section through the S's and over to Sunset. Sunset being the final corner. I don't think Will is going to have anything for him as we see Jake Snedden cross the line for his first win of the series this year, race number 1. So that puts him in first, obviously for this race, but it will put him into 15th place for the second race. So we'll see how that goes for him. He's going to have to work his way back up through the field. And we see Will Pierre cross the line in second, Sauce in third, Chase Hudson fourth, Stephen Moore fifth, Ian Anderson sixth, Phil Rothschaffer seventh, Matt Korchik eighth, Brian Southers ninth, James Pendry 10th, Sam Doherty 11th, Tedward 12th, Tyler Heron 13th, and Carrie Anderson didn't have much to say about her this race. She kept it nice and clean, stayed out of trouble, did a really good job, and comes across in 14th place. Fran in 15th, Jace Merrick in 16th, and then Matt Carroll crossing the line in 17th, with Lilac just behind in 18th. And we have a little bit of a battle going on here as they cross the line. It looks like, yes, it looks like Dave Weisbaum gets 21st from Ian in 22nd. Michelle Abate with a 20th place finish. Dan Gauger 19th. And Sam Carasala comes across in 23rd. Sean Merrick 24th. Brad Dewar crossing the line now in 25th, with Alex Sheldon right behind 26th. Ryan Bartek 27th. And here comes Gilbert Cortez in 28th. Got caught up in all kinds of mayhem today. And then Nemiko Tagalag in 29th. And then our final driver here in the Thought Patrol mobile, Elijah Mathai. And then Tetra had already crossed the line since she was a lap down, but that's okay. She has an amazing livery that more than makes up for it. And we just appreciate her being here.
Really does, though. Yeah, Chum's luck was on the side today of first place.
Absolutely. Could thank this little void right here for giving Jake the good luck to get that first place finish. Nicely done.
Ugh, adorable voidness.
All right, and now we just wait for the server to restart us back into another race while people are doing donuts and such. And we just saw someone get reverse alien abducted and put into their car. That was interesting. Gotta love acetophysics. Have a 1 minute countdown until race number 2. Typically, Sam, you don't want to admit that you're the one that's doing donuts. But I suppose it's fine when it's after a race and not on the street like some guy was trying to do outside of my house just before stream started.
Woof.
In a GT86 that couldn't spin the tires. He kept stalling his car. Everyone's just honking their horn, waiting for the grid to be reset. All right. And grid has been reset. Which reminds me, I need to move the... There we go. I had to move us back off the track, otherwise we would have been in the middle of that grid. All right, looks like Fran is in first for this. Carrie in second, Tyler in third, Tedward in fourth, Sam in fifth, James in sixth, Brian in seventh, Matt in eighth, Phil in ninth, Ian in 10th, Steven in 11th, Chase in 12th, Sauce in 13th, Will in 14th, and Jake in 15th as far as our reverse grid goes, and the rest are exactly where they finished in the last race. We really enjoy and appreciate the horn honks, of course.
Passionate drivers is what I'd call that. Absolutely passionate.
100%. I feel
Ready
like
for the chaos.
well, I know it's Fran that's doing it mainly up front because he has his push to talk mapped to his horn, so it just makes it even better. All right, we have 15 seconds until race start. As we see, they're off to turn one in race two. Getting a little bit cramped there. What a scene to see. That many cars going into turn one. So far, so good. It doesn't appear that... Oh, there we go. I spoke too soon. Sean Merrick, unfortunately, gets taken out. Oh, we see another car around here. Looks like James Pendry. Big cluster of cars, right? Oh, we got cars catching air. So many cars going around here. Let's see if we can continue watching as they make their way through Cotton Corners. It looks like another car off here. Oh, Matt Carroll once again finding his way into the dirt, and unfortunately has to work his way from the back. Oh, as we see the head-on car driven by Brian Souders get pushed off into the dirt of the bus stop. Oh, and Ryan Bartek joining us, the camera crew right on the corner. In the JG Dentworth 877 crash now. Everyone making their way towards Sweeper. Starting to get a little bit spaced out now. I think they've gotten the wrecking out of their system because the cars are no longer nearly as close as they were. Might have spoken too soon. Looks like someone has appeared to have gone off. Oh, it's Tetra. Oh, it looks like Michelle is taking out Gilbert Cortez here. Getting a little bit crazy through the yeses there. With all these cars on track at the same time, everyone's vying for those same spots on track, and it just unfortunately just not enough room for that many cars to go through the S's. Definitely a great number of vehicles driving with us here in the series. Looks like Brian is a ways behind here. I'm not really sure what happened there. I know he got spun, but I figured that he would have gotten back on track sooner. So we switch over to this competition here. Looks like Perry is taking the wide line, letting the guys go by, waiting for them to make a mistake. Good strategy, to be perfectly honest. As we see Alex Sheldon in the Viewfinder car go a little bit wide there through Phil Hill, and then we see James go real wide through Phil Hill. Right along with the thorough anime enjoyer, James Pendry. James with a 212.247 that lap. Definitely picking up some time, trying to work his way back towards the front after getting spun. Couldn't agree more. One of our YouTube viewers has said that seeing the growth from last year to this year is totally awesome, and I couldn't agree more. I'm thankful for everyone that has joined the series. Like this pure chaos, too much fun. Bunch of crazy 4,000-pound cars with 200 horsepower drive around the racetracks. It shouldn't work, but it does. So we switch back over to the banana car here. Good old Magic Banana. Dave Weissbaum. Interestingly enough, looks like Will Pierre has already made his way back towards the front. So a good showing of passing ability by Will Pierre. Jake Snedden right now back in 9th, caught in this huge pack of cars. He's got to make something work here. He's got 8.5 minutes left to get towards the front and chase down Will. See if he could do it. From the beautiful Fig Newton's interior, can't really see much, but that's fine. Every time I switch to this car, I completely forget that on the interior you cannot see anything. As we see Jake making the pass on Jace, and we see Chase going real deep in his number 15 Crown Victoria there in the black car. You see Tedward go super wide, a free position for Jake as he works his way back up towards the front. Now he's got a really tough driver to pass. Stephen Moore is a fantastic driver, super, super fast, and one of the best defenders that I have seen and that I've had the pleasure to race with. So we'll see if he can get by him, or whether or not Steven, because they are friends, might let him by. We'll see what happens. And that all depends on whether or not Jake is able to close that 2.3 second gap, of course.
Tougher gap.
Every time I see that Fig Newton's logo, it makes me want to go out and get a Fig Newton.
Fig Newtons, yes.
I haven't had them in ages.
No?
No.
I have some in my cabinet right now.
Oh, I'm jealous. I've got Oreos. I definitely love Oreos. That's one of my go-tos.
Yum. A little bit of whipped cream on the Fig Newton. Just yum.
Oof.
Yup. Yup.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Looks like everything's pretty much calmed down at this point. Nothing too crazy going on. There is a big pack of cars back there, but everyone playing it super nice. I did just get a notification though. Will Pierre with a 2:10.954. That is the fastest lap of the session. He is on fire right now. So I don't know if Jake is going to have what it takes to be able to close the gap on Will, as we see some crazy defending from Nemeko right there on Soth. Getting a little bit wild there.
Wow, a whole second. It's about a whole second.
Nemeko is definitely a little bit loose there. I'm wondering if it's set up or if the tires are just going at this point, as we are 10 minutes into the race. So now we're going to see a little bit of change of pace from people. People that pushed a little bit too hard at the beginning are probably going to start falling off, and people that conserved are probably going to start doing a little bit better. Sam doing a good job here, keeping it nice and clean, staying out of trouble. Solid top 10 finish right now for him if he can hold on to it. I'm sure he's just dying to drift that car currently. If you're watching that stream right now, Sam, I am a little upset that you don't have your flashers on. But Tedward does, so that makes up for it. A little bit of a slow car here. Looks like Dave just letting everybody by. Battle between the Feet Finder Mobile and Sean Merrick. The white wall tires just kill me every time I look at it. It's just so good.
It's a classic. I'm here for it.
Literally a classic, because white wall tires are from the older ages.
Literally.
Jake is now on the rear bumper of Steven. Let's see if he can make this work. Matt doing a great job holding off Steven Moore as well. Very impressive drive from Matt. Typically speaking, Matt seems to think that he finishes mid-pack, but he's doing really well. Holding off one of, or two of the most aggressive drivers in our series, as we see Jake get by Steven. So now Matt's just got to hold him off for another 2.5 minutes. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull that off, or if Jake's going to end up getting impatient. We'll see what happens. But this is definitely the battle to watch here. As we see Matt go a little bit wide there, I think this is, oh, this may be Jake's moment to get by. As we see them come through the final part of Sweeper here, and he closes the door, and that is it. Now Jake is in P3. He's got Phil Rotschaffer about 4.5 seconds ahead of him now. And actually, I apologize. Phil is only about like 2.2 seconds ahead. Phil is 4.5 seconds behind Will. Will is just on another planet at this point with his lap times. He is running consistent 2.11s. I think for this race, Will is going to be untouchable, but Jake may be able to close that gap if Phil makes a mistake. We'll see what happens. Not sure what happened there. It looks like Stephen Moore has dropped to 28. Must have had a little bit of a spin out that did not register on our screen here. It looks like Ian Anderson is now up to the rear bumper of Matt Korchik. Let's see if he's able to pull something off. Matt's just got to hold on for the remainder of this lap. This is the final lap as they are working their way towards the finish line. Rue Riverside. We see a car go off there a little bit into the dirt. Looks like Chase has gone off. It drops him down to 8th position. That's a huge loss for Chase there. Unfortunate, considering it was on his last lap of the race. Here we see it. Let's see if Ian's going to be able to pull it off or not. Matt's giving him just enough space, but Matt's able to carry that momentum out. We'll do a quick switch here as Will Pierre is crossing the finish line for his win.
Wow.
So they trade spots with Phil Schaefer right behind him, as well as Jake crossing the line. Looks like Matt Korchik has been able to hold on to his 4th place finish, with Ian right behind and Tyler coming across with a nice little slide on that last corner. So very nicely done by Will Pierre. Takes the win. Has a, let's see, since Phil Rotschaffer came in 2nd place, that puts Will first in the points after this first series of events. So he is going into round 2 as the leader with Jake Snedden right behind him, doing some fantastic donuts as deserved. Same with Jake, of course. Will working his way up from 14th to 1st, and Jake working his way up from 15th to 3rd. So fantastic drive by those two. So yeah, it looks like the final results are Will Pierre, 1st place, Phil Rotschaffer with an amazing drive in 2nd place. Not a lot to say about him this race. He just drove his race and drove it very well, made no mistakes, and held on to a 2nd place finish. And then Jake Snedden working his way all the way back up to 3rd. Matt Korchik doing a fantastic job holding off Ian Anderson, holding off Jake Snedden for a decent amount of time for a 4th place finish. And then, of course, like I mentioned, Ian Anderson in 5th place. Very nicely done. Very nice drive. Very close to getting that 4th place finish. Tyler Heron with the 6th place finish. with a very nice drift into the dirt there. Sam Doherty, again, with a very nice drift into 7th place. Chase Hudson, unfortunate for Chase. He had a much better finish in him, and through Phil Hill ended up losing it all and gets down into 8th. Still a great finish, though. Top 10 is impressive regardless of how you look at it, especially with a 31 car field. And Tedward with the 9th place finish. James Pendry with a 10th place finish. And Sauce with a 11th place finish. Brad Dewar with a 12th place finish. Gary Anderson once again doing a great job, just staying out of trouble, getting that 13th place finish. Sam Carasala into the 14th place finish. Lilac Zier into 15th place. Francis Chan into 16th. Sean Merrick into 17th. Alex Sheldon into 18th. Gilbert Cortez into 19th. Matt Carroll into 20th. Ian Brandt into 21st. Nemeko Takalag into 21st. Or 22nd, excuse me. Dave Weisbon into 23rd. And Brian Souders into 24th. Ryan Bartek 25th. Jace Merrick 26th. Stephen Moore, unfortunate, 27th. Michelle Abate into 28th. Tetra into 29th. Dan Gauger into 30th. And Elijah Matai into 31st. Uni Chai, unfortunately, she dropped out into 32nd. And with that, that is going to be the end of round 1 for Spec P71 Racing Series. We will be back once again on next Sunday, the 14th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you, Susie, for joining me and being an excellent commentator this evening. Appreciate you being here. So that was fantastic. Enjoyable experience for us in the booth, at least, and hopefully for the drivers as well. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream. We'll see you next week. Thank you guys again.
Absolutely.